Hello everyone. Rachel and I are here in Sofia, Bulgaria, and we are going to do some walking around. We're actually here resetting our Schengen visas, so we're kind of just relaxing. We didn't necessarily have any plans when we came here. We just saw that rooms were cheap and it was the cost of living was fairly cheap, and we are on a very limited budget, so we thought, well, this is great for us because we didn't want to fly back to the US to have to wait for our Schengen to reset, basically. So here we are, and we're gonna we plan on heading home from here by train and bus all the way back to Spain from Bulgaria. So we're hoping to get some content along the way as we go. But here we are today in Sofia, and we're actually gonna head towards the Nevsky Cathedral, if I've pronounced that correctly. So let's head that way. Well, here it is, Alexander Nevsky Cathedral. I believe I read a factoid that said up until the year 2000, this was the largest Christian Orthodox church in the world. I forget the name of the other two churches that have surpassed it, but we're gonna head around the front and see if we can go on in and take a look. Well, it looks like good news. People are coming out, so we should be able to head in. We just stepped over here to get a nice panoramic view of the front. This is a really neat place, huh? What do you think, babe?
I think it is so beautiful.
Should we go and check it out?
Yeah, let's do it.
Little factoid here, just outside the entryway, says the cornerstone was laid in 1882. If I remember correctly, I was reading an article and it was saying that Bulgaria was in a war with Turkey, and Bulgaria didn't have an army, Russia did. They were buddies at the time, and Russia and some Bulgarians, of course, fought and defeated, if I'm correct, the Turkish army. And so once that happened, the people of Bulgaria wanted to show their appreciation by erecting this building here. So there you go. Well, I was able to acquire a ticket to take video and photos. So I'm just gonna kind of walk around and capture some video as I go. It's a nice reading going on here. Chant. It's very beautiful, actually. It's the way it's echoing here. Pretty intimidating space in here. It's pretty nice, very quiet. That was also one of the rules, is that they would like for you not to speak, but definitely worth a visit. It's free entry, donations. So we'll probably drop some money in there for them. Nice little thing for us to do, get out of the cold air. There's a balcony up here, right above the entrance. All right, we just left the inside of the cathedral there. I'm not sure if any of my video was worth a damn, but just on to the side here is a crypt. We're gonna go inside and take a look and see what they've got going on in here. Well, we're headed out from the entrance to the crypt. Kind of misleading. It's actually not being utilized as a crypt, unless I'm misunderstanding the definition of crypt. They've actually just turned it into a museum where they're displaying some works of art, mostly framed pictures from what I saw. We opted out of paying $6 lev a person to go in. We were actually hoping to see some dead bodies. Just kidding. All right, Rachel and I are here at Corso Restaurant in Sofia, Bulgaria, and actually I'm pretty impressed by the prices. I just got some ribs, and I believe they were like $10 a rack of ribs. What'd you get?
I got chicken fillet, almond crusted chicken fillet with duck fat roasted potatoes, which I'm so excited about. And you guys, the big thing is here, we haven't had meat in, I don't know, like a year maybe?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited that AJ finally gave in.
Yeah.
We're gonna eat meat again.
We're gonna give it a shot and see how it goes. I'm really excited about this as well, because like you said, we haven't eaten meat in a long time, but we'll get a shot of it when it comes out, and hopefully it's worth breaking our diet over here in Sofia. We'll see. Well, I'll tell you, we're looking pretty good so far. We'll see how this meat looks. Well, I think it looks pretty damn good, and I don't think I'm gonna spend much more time recording it. I just was kind of wanting to let everyone know that the prices are cheap here. My ribs were about $10 and I think salad was $5, and so decent prices here in the restaurants. So we just left the restaurant. The food was effing delicious, by the way. I'm so glad that I chose to get some ribs. I just wanted to kind of shoot some video real quick and give you an idea of what the streets look like out here. It's rainy and dreary and cold, but one thing I noticed as we were walking home is that there's a lot of people standing in particular groups in front of particular buildings, and what they're doing is they're actually waiting to go to the theater. I'm not sure if it's like a movie theater or like a play theater, but I've been told that that's the thing to do around here. I'll figure out if it's actually plays or what it is, and if I can remember, I'll touch back on that later. All right, we're here at this pay-to-use self-cleaning toilet. It says all coins accepted, but no change given. So let's give this thing a try. So we should get an open door now.
Here you go.
All right, we'll let you know how it goes. All right, so we've done our business. I think this is definitely, it was worth 1 lev, so about 50 cents euro. The hand and drying unit are all one deal here. To get toilet paper, it's actually a very interesting system there. Trash. It says self-cleaning. I'm not quite sure how that's accomplished, considering there's no mechanism there to actually clean it. I'm not sure what this is for. You probably wouldn't want to put your child on that, but there it is. But yeah, pretty clean. I would say I'm definitely impressed with the level of sanitation in here. So there you go. Rachel and I are walking around in the, I believe it was just titled as the Mall of Sofia, wasn't it, on the outside? So from the outside, it doesn't look like much, but it's quite the impressive mall. I've only ever been to one other 3-story mall, and that was in Scottsdale, Arizona. I believe that's Fashion Square, right?
I think so.
Beside the point. This is a pretty impressive mall. 3 stories, very modern, very clean. Yeah, anything you could need is here. Food court up there. Numerous stores. I can't even begin to name what they've got here. I mean, they've even just got a nut vendor here in the mall, so that's pretty interesting. But another point of interest for the mall is this is a good place to stop to use a public restroom if you need to use a restroom. So a little bit of information for you there. All right, so we've kind of just been wandering around the city. When we came here, we didn't have much of a plan, but generally we just kind of Google things to do and, you know, different sites like TripAdvisor and what's another good one?
Lonely Planet.
Lonely Planet. They'll have like lists of places to check out. But this is St. George's Cathedral, correct, babe?
Yeah, I think they call it St. George's Rotunda. I don't know if that's the difference there, but...
I don't either. Oh. Well, that was lovely. Unexpected, but lovely. But I was going to hand it over to Rachel. She's actually looked up some facts that she wanted to let everyone know about. What you got?
Okay, so it is St. George's Rotunda, like we were saying. It was built in the 4th century, so it makes it one of Sofia's oldest surviving buildings. It was initially a pagan church, and then it was, well, no, it was initially a public space, and then it was a pagan site, and then it was turned into a Christian church, and that was done right as Constantine made Christianity legal in the Roman Empire, and Constantine actually lived in Sofia at the time that they built this. It's the initial home of St. John of Rila's relics, although they are no longer here. They are at the Rila Monastery. And inside, which I hope we'll be able to get to check out, there's some lovely frescoes that were painted over during the Ottoman occupation, I guess we'll call it. But they've now restored it. I think in the 60s they restored it, so it's pretty cool to go check that out.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know if you caught when I was panning, but this is actually within this big square here of buildings. You have to enter in off the street, so that's pretty neat. So keep an eye out as you're walking. You'll have to
it's a little
tuck
hidden.
in. Yeah. So we're just outside the door, and it looks like they're pretty adamant about not filming or videoing inside. So we'll see if we can get some images. If not, you could probably just Google images from inside. But I thought this was rather funny. Free of charge, but if you buy something from the store, it's all good because God will give you his blessing.
Oh. When you buy something, not when you pray for it, I guess.
Classic. A little bit of the roof for you. I don't know if I can get much else while I'm in here. I'm not sure if you're supposed to be. I didn't see any barricade, but we figured we'd walk around the back here and check out these walls and stuff. Not sure exactly what these would have been. I haven't seen any placards or anything out here. But this is just in the square here behind it, basically. Alright, we're here in this garden here. It's a little dreary when it's, it's the beginning of February, so it's not too bright out here, but it's a nice park. There's a lot of people out walking around with their dogs and things. But something that I found very interesting is that they have these different types of trees, rare specimens, if you could say, within this park here, and they claim to have a giant sequoia there. So I'm going to go over to the spot here marked on the map 12 and give you guys a look. Alright, well here it is. Rachel's hanging out in the shade here of this giant sequoia, as they claim. The placard's gone here, which is unfortunate, but according to the map, this should be it. I'm not sure exactly what year it was planted, but it's got some growing to do, that's for certain. Pretty neat though. I find it quite interesting that there's a giant sequoia in this park. Alright, real quick, I wanted Rachel to show her a little textile that she got. They have some people across from Nevsky Cathedral here, and they've got little booths. I don't know if they're sanctioned or they're just kind of set up out here, but they got some neat little stuff. We paid 50 leva, so 25 euro for that. I think that's a nice little souvenir for us.
It's handmade, it's wool and silk, and it's the traditional pattern. We wanted to get a blue one, but they told us that wasn't the traditional way. They only have that one for the Americans.
Yeah,
so we got this red one instead.
So that's a nice little thing we've got here as a souvenir from our trip. So yeah, there's little shops or little stands people have set up here, and it's all handcrafted, so if you want to show some love to them. Alright, I did remember to get back to you guys about the theaters, whether they were movie or performing arts theaters. They are in fact performing arts theaters. They are all over Sofia, so if you're interested in seeing a play, I would definitely look into that. Rachel and I have actually come to the Sofia Theatre tonight to see the Frankenstein play, and it was 8 leva, so around 4 euro. I'm not quite sure exactly the duration of the play, but either way, I mean, for 4 euro, to have an evening out, see a live performance, I think that's an awesome deal, and if you're interested in that type of thing, you should definitely look into it while you're here. Alright, so real quick before the play starts, I just wanted to show you guys, this is where the subtitles are going to be for the play as it's performed. I'm not going to film obviously while they're performing, but I just wanted to give anyone who's curious an idea. That's how the subtitles work here.